Welcome to Twice Born Truth. Might seem a bit ominous, scary perhaps, but I assure you, the heart of a Christian man is behind this. So, I wanted to share just some things that some of you may or may not know that are going on in the world today, as well as truth about what you should do to avoid mistakes moving forward. Number one, Jesus Christ is your only way out of all the mess that's coming. And believe me, it's coming. Those who doubt, challenge it. Go into prophecy. See if you can prove it wrong. See how much has already happened. Compare. Do your own research. But I'll tell you in the meantime, I believe that the first horse of Revelations has ridden, the white horse with a crown and a bow. I say that due to the sickness with the pokey poke that we had. A crown was given unto him, and he went out conquering and to conquer. If that crown didn't change the entire planet, I don't know what has. I've never seen nothing like it. I imagine most of you haven't either. But, again, make your own decisions. If this is true, it could mean that we're in the start of the tribulation. This is a 7-year period in which at this point is most likely at the midpoint to have a mass exodus and disappearance of all the children as well as all the believers. So if you don't believe now, and you've heard this, I'm sure you may start to believe then. I'm not in any way saying that that's where we're at for sure. It's quite likely that a lot of the signs that we're seeing are simply warnings from a graceful Jesus trying to tell us that this period is coming, which would then allow for a pre-trib rapture, not mid-trib as referenced before. So, buckle up. Some of this may scare you. Some of it may make you happy. I guess that's going to depend on where you're at with it right now. Prophecies. Back after World War II, the Jews were given their homeland. This decision was basically made in a day. This is a prophecy right out of the Bible. I'm going to hold back from giving exact verses, as I want you to do your research. The more time you spend digging in the book, the better for you. It can't hurt. It can only help. But I assure you these things are there. So challenge me. That was one thing. Now, there's been many other things in between that one and where we're at today. But we'll still skip forward here. It's said that in the end times it would be as the days of Lot. Lot lived in Sodom and Gomorrah at a point, which was a city that was full of, let's say, sexual preferences that we're seeing more and more of today. Groups that have a rainbow flag, if you would. A lot like those groups, Sodom and Gomorrah were full of this type of individual. It's said that as the end comes, it would be as it was in the days of Lot. It also was said by Jesus that as it would be in the days of Noah, so shall it be when the coming of the Son of Man returns. Now, there's some debate about this particular statement. This could be genetic altering. It could be Nephilim amongst us. It could be because of how sudden that judgment came on people. Either way, both of these things were foretold to be part of the end times, along with earthquakes in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars. Sound familiar? Does to me. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Do your own research and let's see. I challenge you. With what's coming, if this is all what it seems to be, the next phase is going to be the red horse, and he's given a great sword or a weapon, right? Causing war to break out all over the earth. Looks like that could be happening. Certainly seems that way. I mean, let's say, you know, what's going on with China and Taiwan. We have Russia and Ukraine, tensions between us and Russia and China over such wars or rumors of civil war. Israel has its own conflicts going on, numerous conflicts. Could be with Iran. They're already going at Hamas and Hezbollah. Then there's the Houthis. I don't know a time in my life that I've ever seen anything that would fit so well as that description of wars and rumors of wars. Funny that the next step, if this is that, or if this is accurate what I'm saying, is going to be some sort of economic collapse. Hearing a lot about that these days too. Funny. Coincidence? All of these things, really? So, the third horse is a black horse, and he has a skill. And a day's wages for a loaf of bread. But do not hurt the oil or the wine. Wonder why those two things. Think about it. Then followed by death, which is the fourth horse. So I imagine it's going to be a combination of all this stuff prior, possibly continuing until that's fulfilled. After that, it gets real bad. For you out there who aren't aware, during this time at a point, a leader will show up. Someone who has answers and ways to fix things that no one else found possible. A great speaker. Someone who at first will seem like a savior, just to become God amongst men, or at least he'll claim. This is the Antichrist. If you haven't heard of him, you should right now. When this man shows up, and there has been many in history, but this last one, he is going to require or ask you to do something in order to buy, sell, or trade, or essentially to become a functioning member of society. Now, this is another coincidence, if you want to call it that. In order for this little plan that I'm about to share to work, there would need to be a worldwide change in the way we do money. Digital currency. Taking the option of physical paper or material, whether it's gold, silver, any of that, cash, credit cards, out of the hand for a digital currency. All they need then is a tool to control said currency. Well, this person's going to have a plan, and it's going to be a mark on the right hand or the forehead. If you take this mark, the second part of those 7 years, not to mention your eternity, are going to be the most horrific experience said to ever be on the planet. Now, everything that I'm telling you came out of the Bible. When these things occur, if you're seeing this, if it's allowed to still be up, I beg you, although you shouldn't need it at this point, to see how this isn't a coincidence and was foretold very specifically prior to it all taking place. Detailed even. Did you know that the Bible is one of, if not the only, religious book to be, I believe it's a third, it may be 2/3, but at least a third prophecy, so a third of things to come. Now, the reason a lot of other religious books won't even try this is because if they did, they know they would be proven wrong very fast. Very fast. In fact, the only other one that I know of has roots that go right back to the Bible. And it more speaks of a character, a man coming, a leader. Not unlike what I just got done describing. Funny how that works. Muslims out there will know more about what I'm talking about. I like you guys too, by the way, Muslims. I don't have hatred as you may have for me being a believer in Jesus. After all, we're all sons of Abraham. I believe that if we got to sit down and really, really consider what's going on and talk about things, we may find that Jesus, well, we know, so you may find that Jesus was the Messiah. But I could be wrong. If we started out believing the same things, and it all splits off at Abraham, well, the God prior to that split had to be correct. And so with my understanding, we both believe that that's the same God. But I'm getting off on a whole nother topic here. I just didn't want to make the Muslims who may witness this or see this feel as though they were being targeted or excluded. See, you won't find me really calling myself a Christian, and if I did prior in this video, that was a slip. I like to refer to myself as a believer. A believer in Jesus Christ. I believe if we start to denominate or classify, we just separate and divide ourselves, and that's all something that the devil wants, which the reason for all of this effect is that we are in the devil's world now, meaning he has control for the time being. More on that to come in later topics. But biggest point of this first video here is to let you know those things that I just got done sharing about what are to come. Keep these things in mind. Okay? There will be a rapture of all believers in Jesus Christ and the children. There will be a leader who will make a 7-year peace agreement worldwide, and in halfway through will turn on Israel. The fact that Israel's a nation, for 2,000 years they laughed at the Bible over that possibility that the Jews would ever be back in their homeland. They are. And that's in the Bible. But I guess, a fisherman, an uneducated disciple of Jesus, or someone as far back as Daniel, was so smart to make something up that still applies to man today, that we can't find a distinct error in. Strange. All this education and AI and all these tools, and you can't prove that Bible wrong. So, Twice Born Truth on a first official edited video. I hope to have more, so please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you for video 2. Bye-bye.